Hello viewers, Shika is here once again. Today we are here to discuss about the elements of writing a short story. Short story writing is included in the prescribed syllabus of 9th and 10th standard. So hope that this video will be useful for all the students of 9th and 10th. What is the definition of a short story? Short story is the narration which tells about a single event or experience. That narration will be fictional, that means it will not be true. It should be 500 to 15,000 words in length. Short story writing has a beginning, middle, and end. Short story creates an impression on the reader. So, here are some important elements about which we have to discuss here in this video to follow the writing of a short story. These are some important elements here: setting, characterization, plot, conflict, climax, resolution, theme, and point of view. As I told you earlier, beginning, midst, and ending. These three things will play a gala role in writing a short story. So the beginning or the introduction of a story is of essential importance. This is the part where you can hook the reader and capture their attention. I think that you come across some often used beginnings to the stories like once upon a time, a long time ago. However, you can get more creative and begin your story with intrigue. So, we are just going to read about the elements of the short story. First is setting. What is setting here to write the story? Setting. It tells the reader where and when the story takes place. All the location, geographical spots, and when the thing happened. So these things will be told whenever you just start writing the story. It is characterization, or you can say character introduction. Your story will depend heavily on how well you write your characters. To develop your characters, you can use dialogues as well. But you want to keep the dialogues limited in the shorter format. So don't include unnecessary secondary characters. Every character of the story must have a purpose. So characterization here, the creation of imaginary people who appear to be real to the reader. The writer gives information about the characters in the story. The next important element here comes, that is plot. Plot, you can say the base. Plot, here is where the actual narration of the story will happen. The events that occur on the description of the situation will be written in the plot. A plot must always have a conflict, which is the focus of any story. So you can say a series of events through which the writer reveals what is happening to whom and why is happening. So that will be called plot of the story. In that previous slide of plot, we talked about the conflict, because a plot must always have a conflict. So here it is. What is conflict? Conflict, as you know, the meaning of conflict is a problem in the story that needs to be resolved. That will be called conflict. Climax, or you can say conclusion. This is where the story will come to its logical conclusion. When the action comes to its highest point of conflict, that will be called the climax of the story. So if there is a plot twist, there is where you will include it. Now, resolution. What is resolution? The story's action after the climax. Climax, a logical conclusion. But the story's action after the climax until the end of the story will be the conclusion of the story. It is characterization, or you can say character introduction. Your story will depend heavily on how well you write your characters. To develop your characters, you can use dialogues as well. But you want to keep the dialogues limited in the shorter form. Author's point of view, story writer's point of view, or you can say who is telling the story to the readers. The position of the narrator of the story and what the writer sees from that vantage point, that will be called the point of view. So these all are the elements, most important elements of a short story. There is a reminder once again. I just tell you these all points: setting, characterization, plot, conflict, climax, resolution, theme, point of view. These all points are important if you just wanna write any impressive story. So short story, great writers are able to use the elements of the short story with such precision that the reader is caught up in the action of the story. If any reader will be fascinated towards reading the story, then this is a mark of a good story and our goal as a good writer. So hope that these elements will be helpful for you to write any story, and you will be a very good story writer one day. Thank you so much for watching this video.